You have entered the Plumbing Business Success Zone, teaching entrepreneurs the business of plumbing. This is Potty Talk Live, recorded live every week. Turn on notifications to never miss an episode. Now your host, Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber.
Hey, plumbing pros. Welcome to the 337th episode of Potty Talk Live. I'm your host, Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber, along with my co-host, the lovely Laura, where we're talking the business of plumbing, how to systemize, stylize, and monetize your plumbing business. And I am hyped for this episode here.
Hyped?
We got the ladies in the house.
Good.
The ladies are in the house.
Ladies.
All right, that make things, the ones that make things happen. All right, and so you're not going to miss this episode. All right, we're talking about working with your spouse. Okay, so we have some master ladies.
Yes.
Okay, who have very successful plumbing businesses. All right, help to grow very successful plumbing business.
Yes.
Who are going to give us their, I like to say 2 cents, but that's way more than that.
At least $1.50.
Yes. Guys, listen up. Okay, listen up to this one.
Well, and there's certainly an encouragement to a lot of wives out there, ladies that are maybe considering joining their husband with the plumbing business that he started. Not that you'll come alongside working for your husband, but working on your kingdom together.
That's right. DW, you're right,
Hey,
man.
Dub.
Let's go, ladies. Hey, that reminds me. Hey, if you're watching, you're part of the live social audience here. Type live in the comments. Let us know you're with us live.
Roadrunner.
Okay, and if you're watching the replay, please type replay. Let us know you caught the replay. And if you're listening to the podcast on any one of the podcast platforms, I mean, they're all out there. And if you're not, why not? Okay.
Hey, Sarah.
All right, you know what to do. Just keep on listening. All right, there we go. Hey, I want to hit this thing home.
Okay.
Because I want the guys. I mean, if there's ladies here, which I hope there are. Hey, if you're a guy here, share this episode. All right, share right now. Okay,
That's a good idea.
Go grab your better
Bruce.
other. Okay, and I mean that better other.
Everybody share right now. And that also helps, if we can ask for your help, that helps with our ranking on Facebook. Facebook is really particular about what they offer up, what they don't offer up. They certainly like it when people like the content.
Yes.
So if you share, if you like, that certainly helps
Please
get
help
Potty
us
Talk
with that way.
live
But
out
I really
there.
want to help you. Guys, I tell you here, of course the ladies here, I want to hear these ladies speak. These are very, very sharp. They come from other careers, that kind of stuff, who have come alongside, all right, their spouse to work on this family business, okay? And what I want you guys to hear from this, take away from this, listen up, guys. I want you to listen to this.
Yep.
Because we've been doing this for years. Okay, been doing this for years. Okay, I wouldn't be the multi-million-dollar plumber. I know it's just $1 million plumber, but that just had a nice tone to it.
Oh yeah,
okay.
we put the MMDP.
I got it right here. Well, I want to say
Stars.
you made that happen.
Oh, okay.
That wouldn't have happened
Hey,
without
Jeremy.
the lovely Laura. Okay, and I've seen it here. We've spoken to hundreds of guys. Tons of plumbing businesses.
Hey, Ted.
Okay, and the guys that are by themselves starting, very rarely do I see any kind of real success. I mean, they may
It just takes longer. It typically takes longer.
At best,
First time live.
At best, it takes longer.
Hey,
Okay,
good, you're plumbing, first time
all right.
live.
But the ones where the ladies get involved, I mean, it takes off. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't things you have to make happen. I mean, there's just the reality of business, and I think the ladies will probably speak on that. Okay, but it just takes off because first of all, it's that shared energy. Okay, all right. The ladies are the backbone of the business. Kathy, that's right.
That's right.
There's a shark.
Kathy, be ready. You'll be one.
Hey guys,
the
we
next
got to let the
shows.
ego down. I know in the field we're all that.
That's
guys,
right,
will get
Lance.
us in the field and we can compete on who's the best plumber and who can do whatever best or whatever. I tell you, but the business doesn't take off without the ladies because number one, it's that shared energy. Okay, there's just so much to do.
There is so
and you
much to
guys
do.
know that when you're in the truck, okay, and trying to get things done. And trying to learn all these new systems and put all this stuff in place, you only have so much energy, right? Okay? Then you throw in the skills.
Good one, Daniel.
Guys, I know you're like me. You're not techie. Most of you are not techie, except I know a
except
couple
there's
on
one.
here. Yeah, DW. I saw DW on here. That guy, yeah,
Hey, Matt.
he's from outer space or something.
He is
I don't
from
know,
outer
right.
space.
Okay? But it's on the whole, and even in this case, we have his better other on.
Yes.
Bring skills. Okay,
Mad
you
skills.
just bring skills. I mean, that's that that yin and yang kind of a thing,
that's how God intended it.
And that goes right to it. This is God ordained. This is how it was created. Okay, you can tell me about how we came out of the muck and all that kind of stuff and all. That's what. All right. The bottom line is everything was great, and man was by himself, Adam, and it was like this ain't quite right. Okay, Adam's not quite cutting it, so he made Eve, woman. You know what the first thing Adam said when he saw?
Yes, but go ahead.
Mine.
Woman.
Mine. All right.
That's right, Lisa. Okay. Lisa says a woman knows how to connect with Mrs. Jones.
Yes.
And Bruce says wouldn't be able to do it without Jennifer Southern. We'd be lost. Right, Bruce. Okay. I love how wise these.
And that's and it's wise men to know. Hey, I need this other this other skill set, this other energy.
Yes.
All right. And I know you kind of joke when I say this or whatever, but you get Big Bear and Mama Bear. All right, working together. Okay, this working separate lives and separate careers, all that's by design to split you up and break you and to break up the family, and because if we can divide you, okay,
and divided energies,
right? But you get Big Bear, Mama Bear working together. Ain't nothing going to stop you. Ain't nothing going to stop you.
Well, especially when you burn the ships.
When you burn, right. So,
do we have a question for tonight? Was there any question?
No, I don't. We're going to have the questions for the ladies. In fact, I'm going to stop talking here. Let's get the ladies on board here.
Let's bring them.
All right, bring them on. Who do we have here?
We do bring our masters on, Shelby.
Okay, hit it. There we go. All right, we got.
Look at these ladies.
There we go. We got.
Hello.
All right, Miss Thais Penn. Okay. All right.
Thais Penn,
owner of New Era Plumbing. All right, out of Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, we got Miss Sarah Delnay, owner of Mountaineer Plumbing, out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And last but certainly not least, Lindsay Ramsey of Inception Plumbing out of Kansas City, Mo. Dun, 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 dun. All right.
And just so everybody, so welcome, ladies. Certainly glad to have you here. But just so everybody knows, when we call them masters, we've got private coaching clients, and some of our private coaching clients have graduated to another level called masters, which means they're $1 million plumbers and a few other things, but these ladies are a part of the masters group, and so they've started in the trenches along with their better others and have grown their businesses to multi-million-dollar plumbing businesses.
Multi-million-dollar plumbing businesses, and they are killing it.
Yes.
All right, so listen up. Hey,
and
ladies,
it's a piece of cake. They'll tell you that it's so easy.
It was easy.
that there's nothing to it.
All you do is just show up. All right.
And just magically things happen.
Right.
Yes. And if you'll hear kids in the background or dogs, we've got fur babies and we've got regular babies. So if you hear those in the background, that is the life of a working CEO mom.
Yes.
So, yes.
3 amazing smart ladies.
That's right.
Coming from another amazing smart lady.
A babe
PBC.
in Minnesota.
There we go. All right, ladies. Hey, thank you for being here. All right. I feel so good. I'm with the ladies tonight.
I know.
I'm a lucky guy. Okay. All right, gang. Well, let's hit it. Let's hit it. One of the first questions that we get asked or whatever, I know that some people would want to know, what was your greatest fear? Did you have any fears? But I'm assuming there was fears. But what was your greatest fear when coming to work? With your plumber.
Plumber other.
Right. Just spit it out.
Go ahead, girls.
Lindsay.
I'll start. So I think I had a lot of fears. I would say my biggest one was probably just losing my identity, I guess you might say. I was a teacher for 15 years and a high school softball coach. It was a huge part of my life, a big passion of who I am. And of course, you make those relationships with the people you work with. And I was really nervous. It was really difficult. I was afraid to walk away from the only thing I ever knew. And so it was a really hard decision, and I got a lot of really good advice, and I don't regret my decision at all, of course. It was the best decision I ever made, but just stepping away from my career, everything I had done so far in my life, it was scary.
Okay. And what I like, and I want you other ladies to chime in too, what I like about this is all of them came from a different angle, right? Like Lindsay, you did have a career for how many years were you a teacher? 14?
15.
15 years. So yeah,
right, and you were pretty entrenched. I mean, you wrote like the math curriculum. I mean, this is a sharp cookie. I mean,
you like ran the whole math department
for the district.
I don't know about that.
And heavily into coaching too.
Yes.
I mean, a coach of the softball team.
Right.
All right.
But Thais, you come from a different, right? Because were you in the beginning with Danny from the very beginning in the business?
Yeah. So he decided to go on his own when we were in the labor room. We were having our first daughter. Yeah. We were having our first daughter, and he said, "Oh, I'm so busy." I looked at him and I said, "It's time for you to go on your own." And he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna go." And I had a baby right after that.
Well, I guess it's a day you won't forget. So what was the fear?
I'll never forget that day. I mean, we just had a baby, and I was afraid that we weren't going to have, enough jobs. There's always that scarcity mindset that we grew up on. So as we went forward, we're like, okay, I guess, wow, I guess we could do this together,
Right.
face different things, but everything just works out when you're working together, I guess, it just works out. And it's a power that it's out there. So I like it.
All right.
Yes, and she's right. The fear of, okay, what if this thing doesn't work out? We just had a baby, right? We need jobs. Baby needs shoes, right?
Yeah. It was tough, but
okay.
Well,
Sarah.
Speaking of babies.
Yeah.
I share like the same fear as Thais. It was, are we going to have a paycheck? Are the jobs going to come in? Are we going to have a paycheck? Or are we going to be sitting here, just waiting for jobs and not have anything? So that was the biggest thing. I got kind of that scarcity mindset. Like, will we make it past the first month? Or will, are we going to use all of our savings up? Which wasn't a lot. I could take a week.
Well, because women are security driven, right? I mean, it's security.
Yeah, and is there security in just starting out? It doesn't look like it. You don't see the every week paycheck like you do when you're working. You for sure have this paycheck supposedly, right?
Right.
And
supposedly secure.
You don't know
right?
if you will.
Right.
Supposedly secure, exactly.
Right. Well,
so that was definitely my biggest fear.
And I think that's what's so different about the ladies versus the guys, right? Because again, we're wired. That's just how God created us, was to we want security. Well, we want to feel secure, not only in a relationship, financially, home, all those things. That we need that. And I know a lot of the ladies out there is going, yeah, but the guys are like, whatever, roll the dice.
And that's the thing. That's what turns out to be the greatest source of strength, because you get the and the friction, because you have one saying, we're going to take over the plumbing world, and let's just go do this and go do that. And then you have the other saying, well, how are we going to pay for that?
Yeah, how in the world
is that going to happen?
And what if?
How are we going to get there?
What if? What
if? Right.
Yeah.
Which the business needs, right? The business needs both of that.
Yes.
All right. But it also causes
check and balance.
A little bit of friction. Not that we know anything about that.
I think that's the best part.
Which part?
When the guys are saying, "Oh, let's go take over the world," and we're like, all right, how are we going to do that? So we have to come up with how, right? We just got to put it together, and that's why it works.
And I think that's you're exactly right. And we know all of these ladies and their businesses very well. So knowing that that's how the husbands are, typically are the ones, look what we're going to do. We're going to take over the plumbing world and do this. And the girls go, all right, well, I guess I got to figure out how that's going to happen, right?
Yep.
How to make it happen.
That's funny. That's always like, to touch on what Thais said, that's always something that you think about, because when you start a plumbing business, you've never done it before. You have no idea really what you're doing. You don't have like the know-how, but because you want the security, you have the how-to. Like, I'm going to figure out how to do this because I'm going to have a paycheck. And I think as like women have that drive, like, no, we're going to make this happen because you have to, and you're going to figure it out.
Right.
Because you have that.
Absolutely.
And DW, which is Lindsay's
brother.
Well, I wouldn't say better. But he says if I buy something big for the business, I need Lindsay there to help me push the button. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
I always know when he wants me to go with him somewhere, we're about to buy something. He'll take me with him. I'm just like, bye, babe.
Go ahead.
And just like, Thais and Sarah, I'm like, okay, it's an investment. We're spending money today so we can make money with it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's a great point. I wanted to make a point for the guys. One of the biggest mistakes us guys make is we go out and we buy the thing or commit to something on our own. And then we come back and we tell, this never went over well with the lovely Laura.
Yeah, never actually did.
The lovely part of the lovely Laura disappeared when I did stuff like that. But I found that for guys, listen to this, if you want to do these things, always bring in your better other. Mm-hmm. And
it isn't for permission.
It's not for permission, right? That's what a lot of us guys. That's what we think. Well, I don't want to have permission. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of pushback. Well, there is some. You do need some joint. It's a joint venture.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you may have a different perspective. Ladies typically have a different perspective.
And it's co-ownership. Mm-hmm. You ladies. Yeah, I know you were like, it's your business, right? It isn't just the plumber guy.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's your business as well.
Equally correct.
Right. And so, gals? I'm sorry. What's PC? What should I say? Whatever you identify with.
No. Okay. We'll just call them gals.
Okay, gals.
How's that?
What did others say around you when you made this transition where you decided to work, with your spouse? Okay. Lindsay, since you went first, I'll throw you under the bus.
Yeah. I had people saying, especially my teacher friends, my family was extremely supportive of me. I think they just know the kind of person I am and know Daryl as well. And they were extremely supportive. But I had some of my teacher friends who, they're like, well, can't you just wait until you retire?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, their mindset was teacher retirement's so good.
Yeah.
The teacher retirement is so good. Why don't you just wait till you retire and then you'll get teacher retirement and then you can do this thing.
Wow.
And I'm like, no.
Because that's how many years away?
It's crazy. I know. I was probably 12, 15,
wow.
Years away. And I'm like 12. I'm thinking in my head, do you know where we're going to be in 10 years? Mm-hmm. Way past teacher retirement. And so it's not, it's because they care about you why they say those things. Mm-hmm. Some that's how I feel. They don't want you to leave them.
Right.
So they're doing everything they can to try to get you to stay with them and be with them because they don't want to lose you in their lives. They think they're going to lose you when you go off and do something different. And so I got a lot of, you should just wait until you retire. And
isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Hey, they're
15 years from now.
Marsha Barron says another
girl
PPC.
Power.
There's
she
girl
is a
power.
PPC.
Which
That's
is
right.
True. All right.
Hey, Bo.
Yeah, Bo says such a great subject. Thank you. Yeah. We need to hear from these ladies.
Yeah.
What about you, Thais? What are people saying around you when you just had a baby and you tell a family and friends, hey, we're going to do our own thing. Danny quit his job and I'm going to help him. We'll start our own thing.
A lot of people try to tell us like, oh, you're not doing the right thing. And some people actually said that I'm very lucky because Danny gave me this life.
Really?
Pretty much. So I just went along with it. What can I do? I was there to help him. I wasn't trying to prove nobody wrong or right. I was just trying to do what's best for us. So
and your family.
Yeah. And I already knew I worked in a restaurant business for a long time, and I already knew what customer service was. So we worked hand in hand together. So it was good. Yeah. So whatever people said, we didn't care really. We just needed to move forward.
Yep.
Good for you.
Good. All right, Miss Sarah.
I got a lot of well, what are you going to do? You know, are you going to be the secretary, or
Right.
what do you do? Like, what are you going to do? You don't know
That's
anything
good.
about business, you know? And honestly, we still get that. Like, what do you do?
Really?
Why do you work? Yeah. People have no idea what you do. You're just like a secretary, and that's okay. They can think whatever they want.
Right.
I don't really care.
But isn't that funny?
Because
By the
people
way,
can't
she-
wrap their...
Yeah.
And Sarah Delnay runs 2 businesses. Okay, it started
Yes.
2, Mountaineer Plumbing and Plumb Line.
Plumb line as well.
All right. And so, yeah.
So what do you do, Sarah? Exactly.
I just let them think whatever. Like Thais, I'm thankful my husband gave me this life.
We just watch.
But isn't that funny that,
I
that
mostly
most
watch him work.
that is what most people think, and I do remember getting that when we had the business. So what do? You do the books for your husband, or
Yeah.
right?
I'm like, no, I have someone else that does that. I don't do that.
Exactly.
You know, but it's just funny hearing what people think, because people have no idea. So
Yes, and
Right.
and they don't. I mean,
No, they don't.
and just because they've never done it, and it's outside of their comfort zone as well.
Right.
So
And I admit that has to be a little unfair to the ladies here, because I know everyone here, and the ladies of the other PPCs are Proverbs 31 women. And for those of you, check it out, Proverbs 31. And so basically, the Proverbs 31 woman does everything, including
Yes.
making her other look good.
exactly.
Which
In
I
the
have to.
marketplace.
Everyone who knows who's in the MDP knows that the real MDP is the lovely Laura. We can
Well, yeah.
relate to that. But I'm still a better plumber.
Oh, you're definitely a better plumber, sweetie. I will give you that all day long. All day long.
Oh, I love it. Hey, we'll have you ladies right back here with another huge nugget of gold for you. But because you're here, of course I have something for you. All right? It's my $1 Million Plumber Blueprint. All right? All the specs that you got to know to have a successful, self-sustaining, and profitable, not just profitable, but very profitable plumbing business. Okay? It's all in there for you, and it's free. Simply type free in the comments or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/free and grab your free copy today. All right, that's better than rice-a-roni. Remember the San Francisco treat?
No one
Remember that, the game
remembers that
shows? You ever watch the game
commercial.
shows? They give away, for
Rice-a-roni.
contestants. The losers got rice-a-roni. It's like, oh, gee, thanks. Oh, I thought,
Random.
all right. Let's bring our masters back.
Our master gals back.
Okay.
We've got with
Yeah.
this, just to reintroduce you guys, Thais Penn, New Era Plumbing, Lindsay Ramsey out of Inception Plumbing, owner of Inception Plumbing, and then Sarah Delnay, Mountaineer Plumbing, all masters in their own right.
All right.
I have a question. So, so people ask you, so what is it that you do? What do you guys kind of say a little bit about what you do? Which I know is difficult because sometimes you get at the end of your day and go, what exactly did I get? What did I do, right? And there's so many different tasks that go with it. But I know a lot of the ladies that are watching may be considering coming alongside and help. Not, I almost said it, helping their husband. Help. What's a better way to say it? Coming alongside their husband and building their
family.
empire.
Right.
But they're like, what do I do? What are some of the tasks I need to do? So what were some of the things that you've taken over or that you kind of jumped in and did, and maybe something that surprised you? You're like, man, I'm pretty good at that. I really didn't think I was really good at that, but I found out that I was. Anybody jump in?
Or Lindsay,
I
jump.
mean, I think...
Oh, too late.
Yeah.
Sarah jumped in.
Oh.
Go, Sarah.
I was just thinking about when you start your business, you're like, okay, well, what is for me? I was like, what is Matt doing? And then what isn't he doing that he's probably not going to do? And so when we were first starting, it was like, okay, hiring an employee, how do we do that? I have no idea. Now I got to figure it out. Okay, well, now we need health insurance. Now I got to figure that out because Matt was busy plumbing at the time and, finding plumbers. So it's really just kind of in the beginning, you feel like you're filling in the cracks of the business. Okay, now I got to figure out payroll. How do I do that? And now I got to figure out the books. Now, am I going to hire someone to do that, or do I know how to? Do I want to learn? It's just a bunch of random stuff in the beginning. And I feel like it's probably always a bunch of random stuff, and it just changes over time because you can delegate when you actually figure out what you have to do, right? And then now it's more like maybe marketing things, and I still do payroll, hiring, things like that. So
That you had
like
no
random
idea how to
stuff,
do before,
but
right?
no idea.
Yeah.
I'd never done it. I mean, you just figure it out.
You figure it out.
You
exactly
figure it
right.
out. DW's chiming in here. I know I can't.
Daryl says, marketing manager, accounts receivable clerk, accounts payable clerk, dispatcher, CSR, fleet manager, just a few of the roles that the ladies do.
That's right.
You're exactly right. Do you want to add to that list,
Yeah.
Linz?
Yeah. So Sarah just hit it right on the head there. You know, when you first come on board, you're looking at your husband, your significant other, and you're seeing all the things they do, and you just try to help take some of that off. I know my number one thing when I first came on, and it changes over time. So the stuff when you first come on board, you're not going to be doing that forever, because like Sarah said, you're going to start delegating. You're going to bring on some help and delegate some of those responsibilities. But when you first come on, you're just doing everything. And my main goal was we did not have a way to collect payment on when it was just Daryl in a truck. And so my number one goal was to get us a way to collect payment on site, so we didn't have all these outstanding balances. And then my next thing was, okay, now we've got to hire somebody. We've got to start interviewing. We've got to have all these hire forms. I mean, you don't have to, but that's what I'm thinking. We need a payroll, you need a handbook, you need all these different things. And so you just start doing all these things. One of the big things, I started researching was we decided to get box trucks. And then of course they had to be DOT'd. So now what does that mean? Now, what are all the ins and outs of all of that? How do you get a DOT number? I make this joke of, people ask me too, when I first came on board, what do you do? And I'm like, I don't know, but I do it all day long. you get another person in the office helping you out, to answer the phone. And they're like, well, now they're answering the phone. What do you do now? I'm like, I don't know, but I do it all day long. And so now
That's a great line.
Those higher level activities, like fleet management, starting to, get GPS tracking on our vehicles or alarms. We start looking at different marketing strategies, what's working, what's not working. You can start really dialing in on the tone of your business once you start, taking care of all the little things, and everything starts to get better and better and better. You can finally start looking at it from a cloud view rather than down in the weeds. When you first get in, you're down in the weeds, doing all this little stuff. And then eventually you start to get out of the weeds and get kind of more vision, looking down on your company, what it needs.
Absolutely. And we hear a junior VP in the background. Is that
we hear
Noah?
a junior VP in the background.
Yes,
That
he's crying, and my mom instincts are like, I know that.
Which, by the way, I know you talked about that you started the business. Danny decided to start when your first daughter was born, and you recently had another baby, little Noah, right? So he's just a few months old. So yes, busy mom. And again, with Sarah's got four kids. So juggling all that, and Lindsay's got 2 fur babies, right?
Mm-hmm. And
They're
heavily
very
involved
quiet right now. So
with coaching. I mean, you're heavily involved in coaching. So
yes.
So all you guys are doing, I love that. It is so true. For guys, what you realize, I mean, it's just our ladies. They really do about everything else.
That's such a great line.
About everything else, and you have all this other outside stuff that they're working on too.
Correct.
And it's
it's a lot. It is a lot, and again, you kind of get through your day knowing the things that absolutely have to get done, or a problem that needs to be solved, and you solve it. So,
right. But do you find, guys, what has changed your life? Do you find that this has been a great thing? Has it changed your life for the better? Do you feel like your relationship is closer? Do you feel like you have more control of your life? What comes to mind?
Yeah, because that's a great question, because a lot of people, I'm sure you guys hear it, oh, there's no way I could work with my husband. There's just no way we could work together. Wow, just on and on, right? So what's been your experience with that?
Well, I found that for us, it worked out because we have the same dreams. We want to have the same life. We're together, until death do us part. So pretty much we have the same dreams. We have the family. We're taking care of our family. We're expanding. It's amazing to share that with somebody, instead of watching him do something and I'm doing something else. It probably wouldn't have worked out like that because we started from the beginning together. So
Yes.
I couldn't see myself doing something else. And as we grow with the business, we find new ways of becoming better people. We look for, we surround ourselves with business owners and they're doing some better things with their lives and who they are. So it's not just the business that we're growing ourselves, and the business is following. It's pretty much following us, so it's even better to see all of that grow in front of us.
Awesome.
Oh,
love hearing that.
Powerful
So
words.
what about you, Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, I love it, and I think it's been great for our relationship, honestly. Like, every day, Matt and I just look at each other, and we're like, I can't believe this is our life. And in a good way, And I really don't think there's a day that goes by that we don't say that to each other. It's like, today we got to work together all day. And, like, the days where I don't work with him, it's like, oh, man, I really miss him because I haven't seen him. It's been, like, 5 hours. But, like, when we worked separate, it was like that was the normal every day. Like, you work apart and then you see each other for a few hours at night and then you go to work again the next day. And it's like now it's like we get to see each other all the time. And it's great. So it's been like great for our relationship. And it's just been like, we have a lot of fun doing it. Like, it's hard, obviously, growing a business, but it's really fun when you do it with someone else that like loves it too.
Yes.
So,
and Lindsay, what about you?
Great.
Did you have the thought like, man, I don't want to be in business together because then all we'll talk about is business, or I want to make sure that we have a separation or whatever. Was that a thought for you?
No. I mean, I can turn off pretty easy. Daryl goes on and on about business, so I can turn off. So for me, Daryl and I, I'm not going to act like it's all rainbows and sunshine. We're both very hard-headed people. So we're both pretty stubborn, and we both think we're right all the time. But I would much rather be with him in an argument than not see him at all. And that's kind of what our lives were like when I was, teaching and coaching. I would go off and teach and coach all day, sometimes get home 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Daryl would go and do, his plumbing. And I was always in the business as well. I was always kind of behind the scenes, but I would do it when I was off work. So I just started to see the drain and exhaustion that Daryl was taking on. And of course, I had my own drain and exhaustion, even though, I love teaching and coaching. We were going separate ways, complete separate ways. And so now, even though it's not all, it's not easy, we have disagreements. But we talk them out, we work them out and then at the end of the day, we smile and like, the other ladies here, we know that we're building something together. And you just can't replace, being with, your person and building something together for you and your family and your future. It's just, but it is important to take those mental breaks and not talk about business all the time and to realize each other as people outside of the business. That because you can get very exhausted and you can get worn out, and everybody needs to refresh and rejuvenate, and you get those, you bounce back even better with better ideas and more energy, and taking those breaks, those mental breaks, and enjoying each other as a couple. So,
and how do you do that?
I like a lot.
And how do you do that,
ladies? Have date night.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay.
See?
Let's go.
I know people think that we're business coaches. We're not. We just preach date night. That's all we do.
Date night. Hey, which is a great business tool.
Sushi Monday with my wife is pure gold. That's the thing now. Sushi Monday.
No.
It's the best day of the week. Mondays.
No, Tuesday, naked charcuterie board night. My favorite night.
Move on.
It's been great. For Laura and I, we've worked together 24/7 now, pushing 30 years. Mm-hmm. And people wonder, and we've had, and Lindsay, I'm glad you read that. And I think brought it up. We do have arguments, right?
Right. It's not all sunshine and roses. Mm-hmm.
Because you got two very strong people who are working on this thing, and so there is that friction. Getting a point across. But
with friction, what comes from friction?
Diamonds.
See?
All right? Mm-hmm. Diamonds come from friction. Mm-hmm. And so we can say in this stage of our life, you look back in the battles that you've been together, you fought together, in the achievements and the losses you've bore together.
Right.
It's made, we're the best friends. Mm-hmm. It's never been hotter. Mm-hmm. It's never been more intimate, more secure. All those kinds of things.
But we went through an awful lot in the beginning.
They're going through an awful lot, right?
Yeah, the learning curves
you learn
that all husbands and wives go through. But then you add on the working together in a business. But it's worth it. I mean, it's so worth it.
Right.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
So ladies, one more question here for you, and we'll leave you. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
What's your secret? All right, for making this relationship and business relationship with your better other successful.
The secret to your success.
The secret.
Let's hear it. Nuggets of gold. Anybody go?
Okay, all right. Thais, I'm going to throw you under the bus.
Okay.
I'll say.
Go, Thais.
I'll say my secret.
Okay.
Patience. A lot of patience. I sit back and I watch a lot of what's happening. And when it's time to speak, I'll speak and he listens. So it's been working out. If I sit back and watch and have patience with each other, with the business, with the growth and everything like that, it works out. I don't know.
Okay. Patience is your key. Okay. Yeah. What about you, Sarah? What do you think the secret to this success has been?
I think honestly, like we have so much fun and we're always like looking towards the future. I think no matter where we are, we're always dreaming, I think, together. And I think that's really like a big secret, because when you're dreaming about, where you want to be or what you want to accomplish, it like really drives you. But yeah, I mean, just having fun and like we're always daydreaming together. So it's just like, I think that's been a lot of our success, honestly, because when you're thinking about the future, you find a way to make it happen. So
plan of the future. Good, yeah. Yes, love hearing that. Yeah. So Linz, what do you think?
Yes, I have a great secret.
Okay.
Words of affirmation. Telling them that the things they're doing are good, and that you see what they're doing, and that you notice that they're putting in hard work, or they have a great idea, or you agree with them, or letting them know that they're doing a good job, because they are. We get so wrapped up with all the little things that need to be done. Sometimes we forget to encourage or appreciate or tell each other how awesome we are, because we're awesome. So letting each other know how much you appreciate the other one and how great they're doing. I think sometimes after a hard day, if Daryl will tell me, how great I am or what a wonderful job I did at something, and vice versa. I mean, it can take a hard day and turn it into, oh yeah, okay, so today wasn't so bad. So
and it was recognized, right? Yeah, that you recognize each other. Especially, you're right, Linz, after you've kind of had a bad day, it really does help to hear from your significant other. You know what, you kicked it today. I know it was a tough day, but you did it. And words of affirmation, I love that phrase, is so important, because, especially with us women, because men need our respect. Our husbands need our respect. So we have the power to either build them up or tear them down, and we can do it really quickly, with just a glance or even a word. So why not use your words to build up as opposed to tear down? So that's my 2 cents. To me, that's a good secret to success. Words of affirmation, both ways.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, great stuff. All right, I hope you guys out there are listening. All right, to these ladies here.
Yes.
Lots of great stuff. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to be on here and being so transparent and in sharing.
And be an encouragement to other ladies that are considering or maybe just starting out. I know we've got a lot of plumbing power couples that watch the show, and ladies get a bit nervous. Can I do it? Why am I going to get paid? Will there be a paycheck? Are we going to have jobs? All those things. But you guys are definitely a source of encouragement. So I appreciate you guys being on the show.
All right.
Thanks guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, guys. Good night. Thanks again.
We'll see you soon.
The ladies masters in the house. Okay, everybody, give a bunch of hearts and likes and loves to those guys, because it's not easy to go on a show and do that, right? And then to kind of share and think off the cuff. So really give these ladies some love bombs for sure.
As I really, we're all about, the business of plumbing here, right? How to systemize, stylize, monetize, your plumbing business. I think the one, and I get at, what's important. Yes, having the right price, working with the right customer, all that kind of stuff's important. But I've seen time and time and over and over and time again that having your lady come beside you, all right, and fight with you,
and build together,
and dream together, all those kinds of things. I think I saw that Ann.
And the Babe.
And the Babe. All right,
Plumbing.
Babe Plumbing. All right, I think said it very well. That they're better together. And there's just a reality there, guys. Okay, so if you're considering, if there's something inside you, if man, this is crazy, we would like to work together. And by the way, you were meant to work together. The guy saying, I can't imagine working together or whatever. Hey, you want to be together. When you're first dating, you want to be together all the time. Okay, because that's the way it's designed.
That?
Okay,
way back when.
Right. So if you're thinking about it, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to jump. I mean, because the companies I see that are successful again are the ones when
both are together.
And sharing the load, the energy, bringing their different talents in.
Well, and like Lindsay said, she doesn't regret it for a second.
Yeah.
Even though there were certainly nerves in the beginning, but doesn't regret it.
Well, I mean, of course, we're not going to share this, but we know a lot of the inside stories. They're very successful now. If you check them out, they have these big shops and multiple trucks, and they're making they're seen everywhere, and it looks like. Now it looks like
of course
they can do it. They
Mountaineer
must be
Plumbing,
genius.
of course
right.
Yeah.
But we know back when there was right when they had the kids and they're worried about how am I going to make payroll or working on the jobs and putting all this stuff together, all those fears. Okay.
Yep.
But yet here they are.
They may have been afraid, but they still did it. They did it afraid.
Right, and that's the key. So there you go.
Okay.
Thanks again to the ladies.
Yeah, it was
awesome. I loved having that episode, having the ladies on. You're going to do this again because you want to do.
I beg your pardon.
You're going to have the ladies on again, aren't you?
Of course.
Because there's
we got more ladies.
Tons of information there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All kinds of great information.
Okay. All right, there we go. Hey, glad you're here. Hey, if you're really looking to take your business to the next level, okay, with your better other, all right, you need to check out the $1 Million Plumber Success Academy. Okay. Everything in there that you need to know and work on together. We talked about that, the right pricing.
We do. Okay. And in every module, there's 12 modules. In every module, there is a plumbing power couple section, right? Where we discuss plumbing power couple issues.
Okay, so there we go. All right, it's all in there for you. So check it out, and you can check it out for free. 14-day free trial. Simply type free in the comments or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/free. All right, and grab your free trial. Do it. Ask yourself, do you want to be the same? Where do you want to be this time next year? Okay, it's time to start thinking this way.
Yeah.
You want to be in the same spot?
You want to look back on...
Or like to be where these ladies are?
Yep. You want to look back on 2022 and go, oh, man, I'm in the same spot I was last year. I'm in the same spot.
Don't do that. There's no reason why you have to.
That's dumb.
Okay? In a year, it's a whole nother game. Okay?
Exactly. Yep.
So there we have it. Hey, great having you here. As always, before I let you go, I want to remind you that you were purposely and wonderfully created. And you were created to do great things and to work together. All right? So live like a champion.
Thank you for tuning in to Potty Talk Live with Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber. If you enjoyed this show, share it now.
Just do it.
To catch past episodes and get alerts for new episodes, turn notifications on now. And join us again for more tips, techniques, and strategies to help you grow your plumbing business.